this is my video log on the last minute change of submission about submitting relationship issues instead of relationship issues and the yeasting. So what I'm going to do is I'll play this on repeat, keep clicking play every time it's done, and I'll talk over it. So what happened is when I made this animation, Premiere said that it was 253 frames, which 24 frames per second, which it was on 2, so it would, it was all done in Toon Boom on 24 frames per second. And what it was is that Premiere was set at 12 frames per second, which doubles it. So it was correct in saying that 250 frames on 24 frames per second is 10 seconds, but roughly 10 seconds, because that's 25 frames per second is 250 frames, but roughly around there is 10 seconds. But as I said, Premiere put it at 12 frames per second, so I ended up luckily watching the video on QuickTime and seeing that it said 21 seconds. I thought that can't be right, and I checked on the Premiere file and it said 253 frames. And then with Premiere you've got sequence settings, and this was on 12 frames per second, and so I changed it to 24 and it's rendered in and out, and it came up to 500, just over 500 frames, which was still 20 seconds. And I decided that I will cut it down to 10 seconds so I can get both of these animations ready for submission. And as I was cutting it down, I realised this is going to mess up the anticipation and for the stop and start of this animation. So that beginning bit would have been a lot more short. This bit would have been a lot more shorter. So it would have been that the audience wouldn't have been able to read the writing, and it would have been from probably her running to him suddenly, oh my god, what is that, to suddenly that. It would just speed through the animation, and the audience would sit there going, what's this? What have I just watched? Because there is no stop and start. It's just one animation just flying through. So that was the reason why I had to submit this one, because this one is the one that I like the most, I was really happy with, and felt that it was really successful and achieved a lot from the practice. So practice of doing run cycles and with run cycles and with past animations, and then taking it to the next level with run cycles and putting in the background, with run cycles putting in the background and seeing what it looked like and being able to achieve it was something I was just really proud of. And this work here is something I'm absolutely really proud of, and I feel like I did a really good job with it. But that's the reason why from the blog, with the blog, it may look completely disorientated, going from, yep, this is the East thing, this is what I'm going with, and then suddenly this is what I hand in, no Easting, just this. So as I've said, the reason is that this was 21 seconds, the brief says to be 20 seconds. I was told that a second won't matter that much, it won't be a massive problem, but that's the main reason. And this happened literally just as I finished this animation, and I just thought I'll hand this one in because I like this one the most. and I'm really proud of it, as I've said. But yeah, that's it. Is because it would have been too long. 30, 40, 30 seconds, 31 seconds it would have been sounding, which is way over the brief. So I chose this one, as I've said a lot this video, because it's one of the best works I feel like. It's one of the best works they've done, and that's the reason why the sudden change. And it may look a bit weird on the blog from, like I said, Easton to suddenly this out of nowhere, but yeah, that's the reason, and that's everything to say about it, and about the reason why it's suddenly a change.